Why did finding an old school note change my entire life? Every Sunday for as long as I can remember, the same man sat at our dinner table. My dad called him the reason he got into college, the reason he met my mom, and basically the reason our family exists. There was a framed photo in our living room of them at graduation with their arms around each other, and my dad always said the same thing when he looked at it. That man changed my life. That man was our school principal. So when I found a note hidden in an old textbook during class, I felt my hands go cold. The handwriting was shaky and it said, "If you're reading this, stay away from the principal. He corners girls after school. He did it to me. Nobody believed me. I'm not the only one. Check the old textbooks in the back of the library. Be careful. He finds out everything." I read it 4 times hoping it was just a prank from some angry kid, but whoever wrote this was genuinely terrified. That last line kept repeating in my head. He finds out everything. I was a girl at his school with a secret about him. I had no idea what to do. I showed my dad the note and he barely looked at it. "Kids make up stories," he said. "I've known him for 30 years and he's not capable of this." He walked away like I was wasting his time. So I went to the library and found the old textbooks in the back that nobody touched anymore. There was another note with different handwriting. He locked his office door and stood between me and the exit. When I told my counselor, she said I misunderstood. A third note in the same stack said, he told me if I said anything, he would make sure I never graduated. 3 girls who were threatened and trapped. I brought all 3 home and my dad actually looked worried this time, but then he said something that made my heart stop. I'll talk to him about it and clear this up. I begged him not to, but he was already out the door. The next time the principal came to dinner, he walked straight up to me before even saying hello to anyone else. He put his hand on my shoulder and squeezed just a little too hard. "Your dad says you've been finding old notes in the library," he said with this calm smile that did not match his grip. Funny thing about kids is they write all kinds of things when they're angry. It doesn't make any of it true. Then he leaned in close and whispered so only I could hear, "I would hate for something like this to affect your future. A smart girl like you should know when to leave things alone." He patted my shoulder and walked away like nothing happened. I looked at my dad, but he would not meet my eyes. He had no idea what just happened right in front of him. I ran back to the library and grabbed every old textbook I could carry before they disappeared. I found 4 more notes and the last one was the worst. I tried to report him, but he found out and failed me on purpose. I lost my scholarship because he ruins anyone who talks. 7 girls across different years who all tried to tell someone. Every single one was destroyed. I put all the notes on my dad's desk and watched his face change as he read each one. "There was a girl," he said quietly. "Senior year. She was supposed to be valedictorian, but she vanished halfway through the year. He told me she had problems at home." He looked up at me. I believed him. Then my dad disappeared and I had no idea whose side he was on anymore. The next time I saw the principal was at the senior awards assembly. Parents were invited and the auditorium was packed. He stood at the podium talking about integrity and how this school holds people accountable. I almost laughed. Then the back doors opened and 2 officers stepped inside. The principal kept talking like he did not notice them, but I watched his eyes follow them as they walked down the aisle. His voice got tighter. He started talking faster. The officers reached the front row and stopped. The principal finally went quiet. One of them walked up the stairs and leaned into the microphone. "You need to come with us." The principal smiled at the crowd. "I am sure this is just a misunderstanding." The officer reached for his arm. The principal yanked it back. "Do not touch me. Do you have any idea who I am?" The second officer grabbed him from behind. That is when he started screaming, "Where is he? Where is your father?" He was looking right at me now with spit flying from his mouth. I made him who he is. He owes me everything. 30 years and this is how he repays me? They dragged him off the stage still screaming. He was supposed to protect me. I turned around and found my dad standing in the back of the auditorium. The man who changed his life chose differently this time.